Doop doop doo doo doo. Doo 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 doo. All right, audio check complete. Yes. Bigfoot pants. Move this out of the way. These out of there. All right, I think it's just about close enough. What time is it here? 8:29. 8:30. Perfect. Right on time. Audio has been checked. So this is like my third or 15th attempt to make this particular video. I woke up, so basically yesterday, friends, I woke up, told myself, no technology. Then I had this outstanding meditation session. And I was reflecting on the previous night's meditation class, and I was kind of reteaching myself the technique that we did in class and some of the discussion that we had. And I was just so inspired that I wanted to come on here and share it with everyone. And so I recorded this 40-minute video. I was pretty happy with it, I think. And then I realized there was no audio. And so I was like, shoot. But I was still in pretty good spirits. So I thought, well, I'll try it again. And so I get about 5 minutes into the next one, and then I see a little message on the screen, hey, there's no audio. And I'm like, oh, shoot. And so I think the universe was trying to tell me this is supposed to be a no technology day. And so instead of stopping right there, I tried to do pre-recorded videos, and I'll get 1, 2, 10 minutes into it, stumble over my words, be super overcritical, and stop the video and start all over again. So smoke was coming out of my ears. I'm like, this is totally not how this day was supposed to go. So I just stopped right there at Sandra's suggestion. And here we are now on Saturday morning. I'm in a great mood. I'm not going to talk quite as much about some of the stuff that I tried to talk about yesterday, but we will touch on it a little bit. And then we're going to do this breathing exercise using the sound of AUM. Now, I'm not a scholar of Eastern philosophy and religion and history. We're wrong. I've definitely stuck my toe in. I know what I know, but I'm not going to try and break down the history of AUM and all of its significance. We're simply going to do a breathing exercise that I learned from this particular book right here. You probably can't read it. It might be backwards. The Yoga of Sound by Russell Paul. Fantastic book. Sandra got me this book for Christmas, not last year, but the year before. And I was so taken away by the writing and the way that he broke down mantras in a way that was so accessible and so relatable and just easy to digest. And I've had the honor of learning a little bit about mantra in my spiritual journey so far. But the way he presented it, there's also some CDs that come along with it. So there's some exercises. I mean, it's really easy to understand, to digest. And another thing that I found very interesting about this book, in the beginning in it, he talks about, even though he lived in an ashram, I believe for 14 or 15 years, he maintained his Christian faith while still exploring these Eastern philosophies and practices. And the same thing for the head of the ashram, so a man that lived there for like almost the entirety of his life. Again, I don't want to misquote the book and say too much, but he maintained his Christian belief system while exploring, learning, and practicing daily these Eastern philosophies and traditions and practices. So when we were in class on Thursday, it kind of came up a few people how their particular religious background made them be kind of reluctant to try yoga because of some of the connotations that were attached to it. Now, this is totally understandable and completely valid. Now, if you do not have an attachment to a particular religious belief, you might not feel this same pull or the same tension. But for those that do or have experienced this, I know it can be a really big hurdle for you to go over. And that's why I very rarely include things like chanting in my classes, on my Thursday night classes, because I know it can make a lot of people feel very uncomfortable. But friends, we're moving into this age of interspirituality. And again, that's not my term, that's a term that I read in the book, where he discussed that we can be a Christian and still appreciate the value of these Eastern practices and philosophies. We can be a Catholic and appreciate the value of Hinduism, and vice versa. And so again, I don't want to over elaborate on that. I think that's why I think yesterday I tried to speak on that a little too much. Again, I'm not a historian, especially on religion and things like that. So I'm not going to pretend to be. And maybe I was diving a little too deep, and the universe was like, hey, Jake, let's maybe keep that discussion for another forum and keep this a little bit more focused just on the breathing exercise. And so what we're going to be doing is, I've heard it called the golden ohm. I've also heard it called the premortal ohm. But basically, friends, we're going to be using these whispered vowel sounds. Well, first we'll learn the whispered version, then we'll learn the vocalized version. So first set will be whispered, and works more for our emotions and controlling our thoughts and feelings, such as that, where the vocalized sounds work more for the actual physical body. And so we'll learn both sets, and then we'll do a short yoga practice afterwards, mostly standing. So, and it might be a little bit more rigorous than people that usually do chair yoga with me, and that's okay. If you don't feel like participating in the yoga session, you can always just click this video off. So again, we're going to get started with the breathing exercise. Again, this is a fantastic exercise. I pretty much include this as part of my daily meditation. It really helps me find my center, helps us restore our nervous system. And it just helps us get out of the thinking mind and even away from the attachment of the heart, and just helps to center us, bringing us back to our core, physical, spiritual core. So, great. If you need to find something to sit on comfortably or find some music to put on, again, I don't like to play music for copyright reasons, even though we might have a ska dance party later where I mute. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, preparing for our meditation, here I am. See, I'm in a good mood today, friends. I'm in a much better mood than I was yesterday. So I think, again, the universe was working in our favor for the sake of these videos. Again, if you're ever interested in having some of these discussions in community, we do gather every Thursday evening at 7:15 at AUM Yoga. It's a $10 community meditation class, and we follow the same format that I did previously at Elevate, where we go around the room. Everyone has the option of sharing. You don't have to share, of course. Some do, some don't. And then we meditate for about 20 minutes, no experience required. So hope to see you maybe there on a Thursday. Enough for commercials. Wait, like, subscribe, comment, share, all that stuff too. Okay. I think we touched all those things. Meditation, that's why we're really here. Okay. So either sitting cross-legged on the floor or some way on the floor, chair, preferably not lying down for this particular exercise. Now, of course, you can do this first whispered version in bed if you're having difficulty falling asleep. I think it's a fantastic exercise to help you relax in the evening time if your thinking mind is spiraling. But for the sake of today's exercise, I would definitely recommend sitting up straight. I'm in my chair. I have my feet flat on the floor, hands on my knees. If we're sitting on the couch, maybe a cushion underneath the glutes to lift them up. Shoulders relaxed, chin parallel with the floor. And just help us get on the same page here, friends. Let's take a few breaths in through the nose and softly sighing out through the mouth. Now, I noticed on one of my previous videos, I've been sighing way too loud, so I'll try to reel that in a little bit. Live and learn. Breath in, sigh out. Breath in and sigh out. Try to relax your jaw, your cheekbones, and your forehead. Relax your shoulders, your elbows, and your hands, and the glutes, the knees, and the feet. Now I'm going to place my right hand on my belly, and I'm just going to take several breaths into my belly. So breathing in, the belly will rise. Breathing out, the navel gently draws back in toward the spine. Breath in, belly rise. Breath out, belly fall. Taking a few more rounds on your own, just noticing the rise and fall of the tummy. And then right hand back on the knee or quad or wherever, and left hand to the chest. Now start bringing your breath up into your lungs. So breathing in, the lungs expand. Breathing out, the lungs contract. Breathing deeply into the lungs here. Really trying to feel the sensation of the area expanding, deflating, using a little bit of force here if we need to really feel that sensation of the lungs expanding and deflating. Later on, we'll do this more calmly, but for now, just to kind of establish the sensation, breathing very deeply into your lungs. Now, on that same inhalation, we're going to draw that breath into our upper back. So we breathe deeply into our lungs, and then into our upper back. Now, if you've never done this before, that's okay. Take a little bit of practice. You can overemphasize the breath if you like to really, again, gain familiarity with the sensations of the breath. Now go ahead and place your right hand back on your belly, and we're going to combine all three. So first the belly will rise, drawing that same breath into your lungs, upper back, and then exhaling, belly deflates, lungs deflate, upper back deflates. We repeat, belly rise, lungs expand, upper back inflates. Breathing out, belly will fall, lungs contract, upper back deflates. Take a few more rounds at your own. Again, really overemphasizing it if you need to get familiarity with the sensations. One more round, and then release your hands and just breathe naturally. Maybe a few soft sighs from your mouth if you feel as if you have some stale air stuck in your lungs. Again, at any time, if we feel as if we're starting to get a little overheated or short of breath, Just return to your normal rate of breath, natural rate of breath, and then resume the exercise if and when you feel comfortable. Now, friends, we're going to go ahead and start with our first vowel sound, the whispered soft A sound. So, ah. Ah is the sound that, regardless of where you were born, what language you speak, is the universal sound of love. Always has been, it always will be. So, friends, that's the first sound we will use. So we'll go ahead and place our right hand back on the belly. And again, we're just going to focus our breath into the belly as we inhale. Then very whispered, gentle sound of Now, if you see me waving this hand around, it's just because it's how I used to doing it in class. Just keep the left hand down, breathing into the belly. Breath in, belly rise. Breath out. Again, we're not trying to project the sound. We're trying to whisper it gently on the breath. So continue for 3 more rounds on your own. Following your 3rd repetition, release the right hand back to the knee or quad and breathe naturally. Now, again, the ah sound is the universal sound of love. The next sound we're going to make is this sound. It's kind of an O sound. And it also has significance in traditional Chinese medicine as well, where the sound is thought to eliminate worry from the body. Now, this is a slightly different interpretation of the meaning of the sound versus the Ayurvedic tradition. But I also like this particular interpretation because, again, we're trying to eliminate some worry, bring some relief to the body. It's a very practical way of looking at the exercise. So even if some of the other stuff doesn't relate to you as well, it's a very practical exercise that we can do to help eliminate worry from the body. So now we'll go ahead and take our left hand to the lungs. We'll breathe in through the nose and whispering on the breath, the whisper sound of lungs expand. Lungs expand as we inhale. Lungs deflate. Continuing for 3 more repetitions at your own pace. Don't be afraid to open up your mouth wide to make that O shape as well. Following your 3rd repetition, release your left hand back to the knee or quad or wherever is comfortable and breathe naturally. Noticing how you feel. Now, the third part of our Om sound is the Im sound. Now, this one, rather than the mouth being open, the mouth will be closed. We breathe out through the nose, and again, we want to breathe into the lungs, the upper back, and then feel a gentle squeezing as we get all the stale air out of the body. Again, it's almost as if we're going to hum the M sound, but we're not using our vocal cords. And it's more of a okay. Excuse me. So again, as if we're going to make the M like a yummy cookie sound. We smell something yummy in the kitchen. But we're not vocalizing it. We're just whispering it through kind of the cracks in our mouth as we breathe out through the nose. You can either place that left hand back on the lungs, or you can keep it rested on the knee or quad. But again, we will breathe into the lungs and as well the upper back. So beginning now with the inhalation into the chest, the upper back, and then back and chest deflate. Breath in, lungs inflate. Breath into the upper back. First the lungs deflate, then the upper back. Lungs inflate, upper back, whispered sound of and repeat on your own. Following your third repetition, release your hand back to the knee or quad. Release the sound and breathe naturally. And now we will combine the first two sounds, the whisper soft ah sound and then O breathing first into the belly, drawing that same breath into the lungs and releasing the first two sounds with the mouth open. So when you're ready to prepare, we will release a soft breath out through our mouth. Breath in, belly rise, lungs expand, and belly rise, lungs expand, breath in, belly rise, lungs expand, and repeat on your own. And then release the first two sounds and breathe naturally. Noticing how you feel. And now we will combine all three sounds. So we'll draw the inhale into the belly, the lungs, the upper back. We will exhale, belly will fall, lungs contract, upper back deflates. Releasing the sound of ah and o with the mouth open, closing the mouth, finishing the exhalation. I will do 3 rounds and then allow you to do 3 rounds on your own. We will begin with a soft exhalation out through our mouth. Belly rise. Ooh, lungs expand. Belly gurgle. Lungs expand. Upper back. Let that sound fade out gradually. Breath in, belly rise. Lungs expand. Upper back. Belly rise. Lungs expand. Upper back. And repeat on your own. For the final 3 repetitions, make the sound silently in your mind, breathing out through your nose. Mouth is closed the whole time. So only making the sounds in your mind. Belly rise, lungs expand, upper back. And then release the sound and breathe naturally. Now, friends, if you like this peaceful, relaxed container you have built for yourself, you can feel free to stop the video now and move on to the next phase of your day or night, especially if you're ready for bed. Now, if you like to learn the vocalized sounds, we're going to learn those as well. Now, we've learned the breathing technique already, so we'll move through these a little quicker than the first ones. We'll repeat the sounds by themselves. We'll put them together, and then I think we'll feel pretty good, and we'll do a little bit of yoga. So again, if you like the way you feel now, you want to stop the video, come back to this video later to work more on your physical body, you can do that. For those friends that sign off now, I say thank you. Again, comment, whatever. Moving on. Vocalized sounds. I got to kind of bring myself back a little bit now to, whew, I love that. I was deep. Okay. Here we go. Vocalized sounds. So now again, it's the same breathing technique, belly, upper back, or lungs. See, I'm still out of it, kind of upper back. But we're using our vocal cords to create vibration in our body and also in our head. So again, this works more with our physical body, where the whisper sounds work more with our emotions, our thoughts, and our feelings. So again, starting with the belly. So right hand on the belly, we would take a breath. Oh, first, let's just kind of relax for a second. Take a few breaths in through the nose and sigh them out through the mouth. I feel my anxiety rising a little bit. Breath in. Actually, it's not really anxiety. It's excitement. I love making these videos. All right, here we go. Right hand on the belly. I'll take a breath into my belly. And then now, friends, you notice I made zero attempt to make that sound pretty. And I don't want anyone else to make it try. We're not trying to sing these sounds. I need to clear my throat. Sorry, that was right. I forget microphone. I'm sorry. Anyway, we're not singing these notes here. We're trying to get the gunk out, friends. We're trying to purge the body of whatever is stuck in there, okay? And so we do that by getting out. Sometimes it's an ugly sound. Sometimes it's pretty. But it's whatever sound wants to come out. We don't try to manipulate it. We're not trying to, again, that's why we're doing this at home and not in the studio, where we feel a little bit more comfortable making these weird sounds. So, not weird sounds at all. Making these sounds that aren't normally made in public situations, unless it's whatever. Here we go. Vowel sounds. So, belly rise. Now, if you can't hold it that long, that's okay, but we want to hold it as long as we can. Belly rise. I should have told you to turn your speakers down. Now, again, friends, go ahead and turn your speakers down a little bit, because I want to belt these out. I feel like I got some stuff stuck myself. So turn your speakers down a little bit so I'm not blowing your eardrums out. I can't really regulate my volume with these things. Okay? But I'm going to give it 3 good, deep, guttural ahs. Really try and clear out whatever's stuck in there, okay? So soft breath out the mouth to begin. Breath in, belly rise. Rise. Last one. Again, don't try and pass out holding it for as long as I am. If your lung capacity does not allow you to, just holding the breath out as long as you can comfortably, okay, friends? Now, moving on to the O sound. Again, we're not trying to sing it, not trying to be pretty. We're just trying to clear it out, okay? So breath into the lungs. Oh. I hear that distortion in my voice clearing up slightly. Breath in. Oh. Again, get it out, friends. Oh. However long, however that sounds to you. One more. Oh. Good. Moving on to the third sound. Again, we'll put them all together once we get some of this distortion and gunk cleared out. So again, third sound, we breathe into the lungs, the upper back. And again, we're using the vocal cords, so it sounds more like till it gently tapers off. Now, again, friends, when we get to the point, in case I forget to mention this later, when we get to the point when we combine all the sounds, the three sounds plus the all-important sound of silence at the end, which is actually the fourth part, which we probably should have included on the first one, but that's okay, moving forward. We do each one of the sounds the same amount of time. So sometimes in yoga studios we'll hear the long O for a long time, and then a very short M sound. We're not looking to do that. We want each one of the sounds to be equal duration of time. Okay? So we're breathing into the lungs, the upper back, then vocalizing the sound of and again, letting it gently taper off whenever you run out of breath. Belly or lungs rise, upper back. Really good for clearing the cobwebs in the mind. Lungs expand, upper back. Almost like the sound of a bee buzzing in your mind, in your head, excuse me. So now we'll combine the first two sounds. Vocalized ah and vocalized o. Breathing into the belly, same breath into the lungs. Small breath out through the mouth to prepare. Belly rise, lungs expand. Again, my O is a little longer, so I'm going to try to even those out. Belly rise, lungs expand. belly rise, lungs expand. Now, friends, I'm going to give you time to do a few more repetitions of that on your own. I'm not going to do it out loud because I don't want to disturb your practice. So, repeating on your own a few times, belly rise, lungs, repeating the sound of ah, then oh. Again, trying to make the sounds for equal duration of time. Letting the breath gently taper off. Repeat one more time, and then release the sounds and breathe naturally. And now we will combine the third sound. So again, I will demonstrate 3 rounds, then I'll give you some silence on my half so you guys can do the practice and not be influenced by my breath or anything like that. Okay? If this was a drinking game and you had to drink every time I said, okay, you'd probably be hammered by now. I need to work on that. Here we go. So when you're ready, again, hands can be on the body or just rest on the legs. I think we got the sensations down by now. So again, I'm gonna take a breath out of my mouth to prepare. Belly rise, lungs expand, upper back. Breath in, belly rise, lung expand, upper back. Letting it taper off into silence. Breath in, belly rise, lungs expand, upper back. And repeat on your own. Fantastic, friends. Now we're going to reduce the length of time we're holding. So we're going to start to do the sound, all 3 sounds, and the silence. We're going to put together and move through a little quicker. So it will sound more like, excuse me. Breath in. Breath in. Now I start to do a little softer. Returning to the whisper sounds. Now doing it silently in your mind, breathing in and out through the nose. Calm breathing. Don't rush the breath. Repeating the sound in your mind. And then releasing the mantra. Breathing naturally. Take a slow, deliberate breath in through your nose. And softly sigh it out. Breath in, belly rise. Breath out, belly fall. Again, friends, take 3 or 4 big sighs. I don't want to do it into my microphone, but you go ahead and do your deep sighs. Start to bring some movement to your fingers and your toes. Bring yourself back into your body. A couple cleansing breaths in and out. Yeah, that's a long, long time we've been sitting here, friends. We need to get up and move around, I think. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, okay. Hello, kitty cat. Oh, yep, always clawing me. Let go, you meanie. All right. Yes, I got my Bigfoot pants on, so you know we are serious today. Try and take the sweater off without, knocking my earbuds out. I did it. I did it. All right. Oh, good, good. Let's just shake it out a little bit. Whew. Since that went for much longer than I thought, I think we're going to save the dance party for another Saturday. Right before I came online, I listened to a few songs. I was dancing around the house, getting down. I'm like, maybe I could just have everybody pick out a song and I would play the song but mute it here. And then we could just all dance for like 3 minutes, have like a silent disco dance party. And I think we will do that. But today we're just going to shake. Loosen it up. Feels good. All right, now I'm going to slow it down. Not stopping at once, but slowing down. Finding myself back at center. Ooh, yeah, I already feel some buzzing in my body. That feels good. To help counteract that, I'm going to inhale, arms up. Big purging breath out the mouth. And two more. One more. Oh, good, good, good. A little knocking on the doors of life here. Loosen up the lower back, hips, and waist. You don't have to spin as vigorously as I am, but feels pretty good. If you want to look over your back shoulder, you can do that as you rotate if your neck fills up to it. We were just sitting there a long time, so ease into it. Bring the head back to a more stationary position. Start to slow it down. Ooh, got a nice pop in my neck right there. That felt good. Just one time, inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, we press down. Great, let's do some hip circles. Starting with a very small circle, going in a clockwise direction. And then now I'm widening my circle out as my hips loosen up. Now, I want my circle to remain a circle. I don't want it to become an oval shape or an egg. So nice fluid circle all the way around. We might feel spots where it wants to get stuck or snag. That's very common. That's why we're doing this exercise, loosen it up. Now, when we do feel that way, we slow it down even more. And now we'll go ahead and start to reverse directions, bringing that big circle back to center slowly. I know I said we're going to do some yoga, but I'm kind of going into some of our Qigong warm-ups here, and that's okay. They're universal. It's warming the body up on this beautiful Saturday. Quite the storm last night. Supposed to have been in Bear Valley this morning, but weather sometimes, Mother Nature. Go ahead and bring that circle back to center. And now we find ourselves back here. We'll go ahead and pause again one time, inhaling, arms up. Big breath out to the mouth. Great. Let's go ahead and take a little stretch from the back of the leg. So I'm going to open my feet up. Now, typically, I'll scoot back a little bit here. Okay, when we put our arms out to our T position. Now, we don't have to have our feet underneath our wrists, but I do want a pretty wide stance here. So wide as you feel comfortable. You don't have to be as wide as me. I'm going to angle my toes in slightly, or you can keep them parallel, as long as they're not angled out, okay? Hands on the lower back. I'm going to lift my heart as I inhale. Then as I exhale, I'm just going to slide my hands down the back of my straight legs. And I'm just going to hang out here in this halfway position. I'm going to shift my weight into the balls of my feet. Again, legs are straight as we can have them. My navel is drawing up and in. My shoulders are pulling back away from my ears. The crown of my head is reaching toward the camera. And I'm breathing here. Now, to come out of this, I bend my knees, I tuck my chin, and I start to roll it up one vertebra at a time, nice and slow. I take a big sigh when I get here. Hands to the lower back as I inhale. As I exhale, I slide my hands down the back of my legs, taking a nice stretch. Again, only going as far as we need to go. If we have high blood pressure, we want to make sure we're keeping our head over our heart. Long spine, getting weight in the balls of the feet, not in the heels. I'm going to creep my fingers down, deepening my stretch a little bit more. Oh, that feels nice. Breathing here, we're not holding the breath. When you're ready to come out of this, we soften the knees, we tuck our chin, and on inhalation, we roll it up. Big sigh at the top. Hands to the lower back. Inhale lifts the heart, final round. Exhale slides the hand down the back of straight legs. Again, once we feel that stretch, we slide our hands around to the front of the legs, lengthen the spine. Now, if we can slide those hands down a little lower while keeping our spine straight, we can do that. We don't want to feel like we're rounding in the spine. Keep breathing. And then soft knees, tuck your chin. Inhale, roll it all the way up to standing. Big sigh at the top. Heel toe it in. Give it a kick. Shake. Ta-ta. Sound effects not required, but always encouraged. Okay, let's take a nice full body stretch here. So palms start at the waist. They start to come up overhead. Now I'm turning my palms up, trying to press the ceiling away as I simultaneously press down through my feet. My shoulders are relaxed. My chin is parallel here. Again, I'm going to relax my knees. I'm going to relax my hands down toward my head. Then I'm going to press away with some force with an exhalation. Inhale, I'm going to relax. Exhale, I'm going to press away. Inhale, relax. Exhale, press away. Inhale, relax. Exhale, press away. Final one, then we'll hold it. Inhale, relax. Exhale, pressing away. Relax your shoulders, sink your tailbone. Relax sternum, chin parallel with the floor. Breathe, not holding the breath, pressing the floor away with our feet, pressing the ceiling away with our hands. So we're not just standing here, we're actively pressing away both directions, creating that dynamic, unifying opposition. One more breath in, and then exhale. Release those wings down and roll your shoulders. And then the other way. All right, good. Take, shake. All right, let's do some sun salutations. Again, I'm not going to use my chair today. I'm not even going to worry about demonstrating with the chair. But again, this is an exercise. If you're already on your feet doing this stuff, then you'll be fine doing this as well. So feet about hips width distance or slightly closer. Relax tailbone, relax shoulders, arms by our sides, palms facing forward. Now, as we inhale, the arms come up. We hold that imaginary beach ball. As we exhale, we fold, swan dive, or bow all the way down, wherever that is for you. As we inhale, we find our halfway lift. So straight spine, straight legs, belly drawn in. As we exhale, we fold, again, releasing the crown of the head down toward the floor. Inhaling, we come up, arms overhead. Holding that beach ball, then exhale, hands to heart. Then I like to take another breath in here. And we release our hands with a soft sigh. Now on our next rounds, friends, we'll breathe out through the nose there. So again, inhaling, arms up. I like to exhale, bow, forward fold, all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Rising arms overhead. This time we're going to exhale, cactus the arms. Lift the sternum. Inhale, arms up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Breath in through the nose. Out through the nose, release the hands. 3 more. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, bow, swan dive, or fold. We don't have to touch the toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Straight legs, long spine. Exhale, we fold. We rise on an inhale, arms overhead, yogis, or whatever you identify as. Exhale, hands to, cactus, I'm sorry. Inhale, arms up. Now we're going to pistol grip the fingers and then arc over to the right side. Stays in line with the torso, pushing those hips out to the left, reaching through the fingers, lifting that left rib cage up toward the sky, sinking the left hip down toward the floor. We're going to inhale, arms back up, then exhale the opposite direction. So now again, hips pushing out to the right or the opposite direction, reaching through those fingers. Notice my head is in line with my torso, pressing down to the feet, lifting the rib cage. Breathe. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hands to heart. Breath in through the nose. Exhale, release the hands. 2 more. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, swan dive, bow or forward fold. Inhale into our halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Lifting up on an inhale. Arms overhead. Exhale, we cactus. 1 breath only. Inhaling, arms up. Pistol grip. We'll exhale, arc over to the right. We'll inhale, center. Exhale the opposite direction. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands to heart. Breath in here. Exhale, releases the hands. Final set, friends. We're going to inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, we bow to this beautiful day, forward fold, all the way down. Inhaling halfway. Exhale, we fold. Rising on an inhale, arms overhead. Full sequence, exhale, cactus. Inhale, arms up, pistol grip. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. To the left or opposite direction. Inhaling, center. Exhaling, hands to heart, friends. And at the conclusion of our Sun A's, if you've practiced with me before, you know I always like to spend just a second here sending a little love, light, compassion to someone in my life who needs it, regardless of why they're struggling, whether it be physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, whatever the reason may be, friends. With our hands at heart, let's all just take a second to put a little love and compassion out there. And even if the person doesn't receive it, at least we're thinking of them. And we're building that love, forgiveness, compassion in our hearts. Breath in seals our loving intention. We release our hands with a sigh. And that's going to conclude our short standing yoga practice for today, friends. If you want to go ahead and take it to the floor and do some stretching on your own, I would greatly recommend it, or maybe taking a little rest, even though we did meditate for like 45 minutes earlier. Anyway, you probably need to start the rest of your day. Once again, thank you so much for hanging out with me, for checking out my sweet Bigfoot pants. learning more about meditation, all that good stuff. Again, Thursday morning, we're doing the chair yoga and some breathing, that kind of stuff. I have some really good Sunday night meditations planned. I'm not going to do one this week. I'm going to hold off another week because I shared this video today. But again, if you want to make a donation, you can do it either through Venmo, but you don't have to do it financially, friends. You can also make a donation by liking, subscribing, sharing, and all that good stuff, which is equally as important. And I appreciate your energetic exchange in whatever way, shape, and form it comes in. All right, friends, I've babbled enough. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you around.